So basically, we are here at this wonderful event, SWAAC ELSO, the 11th Annual Conference 2025. And today we have Malaika.
Thank you so much for having me for doing this podcast with you. I'm Dr. Malaika Mendonca. I have been living here in Abu Dhabi since 2004, and we built here a pediatric ICU, cardiac program, and with the cardio program, the ECMO came to Abu Dhabi. ECMO, this is what this conference is all about. And so we had to introduce this new technology, or not new technology, but not well used technology into the UAE. And this is what I've done over my career here. The first conference of SWAAC ELSO in 2016, we brought together all the Middle Eastern countries, Africa and Asia, to share and start talking about ECMO in the region. So I worked here until the end of 2017. I'm also one of the presidents of this SWAAC association, and I'm very pleased to see how it turned out over the years.
You've done an amazing job since 2016 with the speak you said, and even just being a part of the event, having the opportunity to interview you is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
How do you feel about the tribute that was paid to you yesterday?
Well, as I said, it was my biggest and greatest honor to get such an opportunity when I was young and full of energy, and coming from Germany to introduce such a newer technology to the UAE, and then it was hard work, to get all the people together, train, recognition, get the money right, get the supplies right, and so on. And then step by step, get everybody a buy-in. And then to see that after all these years of work, which started in 2004, which is now like 21 years ago, I got still rewarded yesterday and recognized, and people remember me, and I'm really pleased, touched, and it was a game stone in my career to do this here. And I'm happy that people realize how important it was to me, and what I could do for this area.
Amazing. Miss, you've done an amazing job, true. Second question. When you first started ECMO, what was the biggest hurdle?
Well, one of the biggest hurdles is when it comes to human nature, everybody fears a tiny bit what they don't know, So it's a bit like, we haven't had this, we don't need this, why do we need it now? And so therefore it was a bit of, it needed a lot of convincement and education, to take away the fear from newer technology and say, look, this is a standard of the world. I mean, it was relatively easy for pediatric cardiac because it's common support therapy in cardiac, but we spread it out to the adults as well, for respiratory support and so on, and to convince all the adult intensivists, to convince my adult colleagues to buy in and so on. It took some time because everybody said, we haven't done it yet. Maybe it's too early. Maybe we are not ready yet. And but with time and enthusiasm and showing how it goes and having positive cases, we could get there. And then, of course, at some point, COVID came, where this technology was really, really useful and well established in the UAE already. So it could just go rolling and rolling on, and saving, hopefully, many people. So it was worthwhile making the efforts to also getting respiratory ECMO up and running in the UAE. Yes.
Is there, in all the divisions that eventually joined you, which one was the hardest to convince? Because you started with cardio, of yes, of respiratory. Which one probably gave you the hardest task just to get them on board?
Difficult question. I mean, they were not really hard. It is a bit like, I'm a pediatric intensivist and I worked in children, although my formal training is anesthesia, so I've done some adults. But getting the adult intensive care population in was a tiny bit more difficult. And I really have to chaperon still my pediatric cardiac surgeons at some point, because when we started the cannulation for the adults, even the respiratory adults with these big cannulas, my pediatric cardiac surgeon stood back up by me and said, "Don't worry, if there's any complication, we are here, we can rush to OR." So there was not so much support from the adult cardiac part, but my pediatric team, they stood behind, and so we could really push it forward, so they could learn something from us. Yeah.
When you first started ECMO services in UAE, what did you envision, and are you happy with where it has reached today?
I had envisioned, of course, to something like this, like a conference today, 1,100 people coming, all eager to learn, to share experience, to share education, to see what other ones are doing, and together reaching out for the greater good. And I'm very happy. And I envisioned that. Despite, in this region, we are so different. And when you know what SWAAC stands for, it's Southwest Africa, Asia. Yeah, so it's Middle East, it's Africa, and it's Asia, including India. So we are such a vast diversity of countries, and to grow together, that you see people from every of these countries sharing experience and helping each other out. That was my vision, and I'm very happy that we are getting more and more to being one big team and supporting each other.
Do you believe that you might add another letter to SWAAC? You add another continent? You say you're just happy with it as it is.
ELSO community has already 5 chapters. And I think SWAAC is one of the one with the most diversities in terms of resources, money. One, for example, is Latin America, but they are a bit more similar in terms of what resources they have, what money they have, what education. But here you have the very rich Middle Eastern countries and the very poor other countries, complete different healthcare systems. And so the diversity is quite rich already. I think we have enough complications at hand to get it, yeah.
What is your opinion? What should UAE be doing going forward to become a leader in the ECMO services?
Well, that's a very tricky question, because I think every country of its own, is it UAE, is it Qatar, is it India, they're all leaders in ECMO, yeah? And as I lined out a bit earlier, they are all very, very different in terms of resources, needs, possibilities, education. What I still expect from countries like the UAE, the richer countries, is that they give, that they reach out and say, what can we do to help? Can we come with a team, give training sessions? Or now they are hosting the trainer facilities after this conference, but not only giving it to people from here, but inviting people from other countries to share the knowledge, to share the educational teaching, because here we have the resources and the money to teach people and to give them a push for their countries to take home knowledge and education. And this is what great leadership is. It's not about me. Yeah. It's about what can I give and how can we make it in greater good for everybody.
What inspired you to start 21 years ago? Like, why this industry? What gave you the passion to pull it through for 21 weeks?
Also very good questions. When I came here, I liked that Abu Dhabi was new. It was a different environment for me to work. It was an international team to work with. But I initially signed up for 2 years. Oh yeah, everybody. It's like everybody does. And then, you see the potential, you see the energy, you see how your team looks up to you and how you have the possibility to build something. I'm not that old, so 21 years ago, I was even much younger, and giving the possibilities to do so many things here, which I probably wouldn't have done in Germany, where I'm from. or Switzerland, where I work now, at such a young age, I was encouraged by the opportunities given to me, and so I strived and grew on it, and so this is just how it went.
Amazing. You must be an amazing role model to most women. So I want to say thank you so much for, giving us the time to share your story. Actually, this wouldn't have happened without you. So I hear so much. Definitely deserved your award yesterday. And we definitely hope to see you at the next conference in 2026.
Thank you very much. Thank you.